canine teeth, who bite deeply into the necks of their victims, grab and gorge on blood, warm human blood.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. We're seeing some pretty insane price action with Tessie today. Oh yeah, guys, Tesla reported their Q2 delivery numbers, and it's looking pretty good, actually. The stock is actually reacting well. Came in higher than estimates, which is good. They were expecting deliveries to be 439,000. Looks like they ended up hitting 443,000. So, you know, not really a big beat. Honestly, I would just say it kind of tied. But nonetheless, I guess you could call it a beat if you wanted to. What is going on, guys? We got Christian. Type in Tesla in the chat. TSLA. Gotta love it, man. You know, these delivery numbers are awesome. We're seeing some good movement right off the bat. We also have Jerome Powell, who's set to speak at the European Central Bank Policy... I just call it the ECB Forum. Looks like it's a central bank policy forum is the official way that they're calling it here. What's up, though? Meat Sack, Tangi, Rick, Sean, Christian, Jane, Stuart, David. Let's go, guys. Let's go. If you're just now joining up, smash that like button. Let's get those likes going so YouTube loves us today. All right. Gotta love it. But yeah, Tesla, that's one hell of a move there. I'll say we've been talking about Tesla moving well above $200, and it has done just that. Looking at the daily, it's actually up above our mother of all trend lines right now as well. I will say it's not over by a lot. So far, it's like still within the range it could pull back on, but nonetheless, very good movement by Tesla. And this actually, this move with the deliveries is kind of exceeding my expectations for Tesla here. You know, I was expecting Tesla to move up maybe to 200, maybe a little bit more, but I was not expecting 220 right off the bat here today, that's for sure. Yesterday was really the big move that got us closer to here. Yesterday was fire. I mean, that move from open to close was just amazing. Staying well above 200. I know Christian and a few others out there are going to be extremely happy with Tessie moving up, like, at least this much. Now begs the question, right? Is this where Tesla's going to finally start to recover up for real? And when I say for real, I mean, like, to test, like, 280 to 300? That would be pretty badass. Or are we going to end up rejecting on the trend again? I don't know. Every time we've gotten to this trend and even move above it, it ends up coming back. But hopefully this is the time that is officially broken. 30% on Tesla shares in 6 weeks, Sean said. That's funny. Yeah, honestly, buying up anywhere in this range has resulted in some pretty good moves. Yeah, I'm looking at 28% just randomly clicking around the bottom of that range. Great stuff, Sean. Gotta love the way it's looking here in the short term. 10% on Tesla. Pump it, Tangi said. Dividends about to drip. You're gonna do the drip? I see. For anyone who doesn't know what that means, you better look that one up. What does drip mean with dividends? Man, Palantir popping off at open today as well. 1.5%. Tangi, I love that statement. It's crazy how if you buy a stock low and sell it high, you make money. I love that, Tangi. That's awesome. Too many people try to buy high, sell high, man. I'm telling you. That's pretty badass, though, with Tesla. It's doing awesome. We'll have to see how it does for the rest of the day today. We do have Powell speaking, though, with Lagarde at this ECB forum. Let me know in the chat if you guys want to listen in on this or not. Sometimes it can be a little bit boring. I know that we have Lagarde talking here. Maybe we'll jump in for a second here. Give me a second.
Of 0.1 about it. And on the basis of what I'm happy to describe as, you know, the three-leg reaction function and all the underlying data and information that feeds those three legs, that we decided to do a 25 basis points cuts. But in the same breath of air, I also said that it was not a linear process, that it was not a predetermined
what are you guys
path
thinking?
That we were embarking upon.
Oh, Tansy, this is... I can't ever say her last name. It's Christine Lagarde.
Review of data, further understanding of where our three legs reaction.
She's like the Powell of the European Central Bank.
And I would simply maybe add
she's the president.
We are very advanced in that disinflationary path, and we are in
Christine Lagarde.
Slow recovery, which came about during the first quarter, and which we hope will persevere. But
JP's out there. He should be speaking in a minute.
Uncertainties and big question mark about the future.
Sounds like you're setting up the market for a pause now. Is that right?
I'm not setting up anything for
he hasn't spoke
anyone.
yet. I don't
think. I think that it's for everyone to really look into.
From what I've seen, it's just been her so far,
and see where it's heading, and appreciating what our reaction function is and how we're likely to decide.
Chair Powell, you have also been on a journey.
Here we go. Here we go. The man.
Been on hold since last July. Have not cut rates like the ECB in June. Why not? What are you waiting for?
So let me say that sitting here last year, there was a lot.
What the hell's on Powell's nose?
We didn't know that we were just about to embark on a period of 7 months of much lower inflation readings. We didn't realize that the second half of last year
I got
was
to screenshot
an extraordinary year from a growth standpoint, and also from the standpoint of the labor market. So things actually worked out in the second half of last year in a remarkable way. Then, as you know, in the first quarter of this year, we continue to have solid growth in the first half, actually, solid growth, and a labor market that's still strong, although we've seen a continued rebalancing.
I can't believe that.
And inflation, after pausing in the first quarter, now shows signs of resuming its disinflationary trend. So it's a little bit different journey. So where that leaves us is we've made quite a bit of progress in bringing inflation back down to our target. While the labor market has remained strong and growth has continued, we want that process to continue. I think the last reading and the one before it in inflation, the one before it to a lesser extent, do suggest that we are getting back on a disinflationary path. We want to be more confident that inflation is moving sustainably down toward 2% before we start the process of reducing how tight our policy is, of loosening policy. And that's what we've said. And what we'd like to see is more data like what we've been seeing recently. We'd also like to see the labor market remain strong. We've said that if we saw the labor market unexpectedly weakening, that is also something that could call for a reaction.
How much more confident do you want to be? The PCE number 2.6, that wasn't too bad that we got last week.
That's right. So we're actually on a 12-month basis.
Oh, man.
We're actually at 2.6, both headline and core for inflation, and that represents really significant progress. I think.
I hope you don't have skin cancer, guys.
In core, and the same thing has happened.
You guys are throwing out some scary stuff in there.
2.6. So yes, we've made a lot of progress. We just want to understand that the levels that we're seeing are a true reading on what is actually happening with underlying inflation. And as we were saying at the last part of last year, people were saying, you need to declare victory, this is over. And then we had a quarter of inflation which was well above 3%. So we want to be more confident, and frankly, because the U.S. economy is strong and the labor market is strong, we have the ability to take our time and get this right. And that's what we're planning to do.
So September?
I'm not going to be landing
kinda
on
like
any
the host
specific
here.
dates here today. Let me also say that we're well aware that if we go too soon, that we could undo the good work we've done of bringing down inflation, and if we go too late, we could unnecessarily undermine.
Hasn't she done this in the past,
the
too?
recovery and the expansion, and so we're aware that we have two-sided risks now, more so than we did a year ago. That's a big change. I'd say risks are coming much more into balance now.
President Campos, you have been on a different journey because you've actually been cutting rates for much of the last year and have recently paused. Why? What are you seeing in inflation data, and what are you going to do next?
Okay, so if you go back a little bit.
Okay, back to the stocks, guys. Had to hear what Powell had to say there for the first opening statement by the man, the myth, the legend. But as we know, we have to be looking at the stocks here, so we're getting back to the market. Don't go anywhere, guys. Don't worry. We have it going. No problem, no problem. Tesla still consolidating here. No real price action or movement so far. But we do have the SPY moving to the upside here. Moving pretty nice. 2 James. Maybe that's where I've seen her. I've seen her around a lot. So I thought that was kind of... I thought maybe she did this last year or something, but I know she's been in my memory somewhere. But yeah, SPY moving up 0.01%. It's coming back. It just filled the gap. All the way up to 545.50 now. This is actually almost back to the high of yesterday. So in pre-market, we hit the low of yesterday. And now that the market opened, we're heading towards the highs of yesterday. That is one wild turnaround here by the SPY. But we have to go look at the Mag 7. Apple is a big contributor to this. It's good to see them moving up. Microsoft actually looks kind of rough today. Amazon's rough. How's Tessie? I know that they're... Well, we already know how Tesla is, actually. What about Goog? We got to be seeing more green than this. Come on. Is that really it? The heat map is still stuck. I hope J-Pow is okay. Me too, Tangi. I don't know what it is. I know that you guys were throwing a lot out there. Crap, I forgot I closed my book map. Forgot I closed that before the day started today. Had an update. But yeah, whatever's on Powell's nose, I hope he's okay. Things happen. It's not like we need to speculate too much about it, but it could be like a pimple, or somebody mentioned skin cancer in the chat. Praying it's not that, but yeah, it could be a wide range of things. He could have had like a cyst taken off or a thing taken off or something, or there's a bunch of different things I guess it could have been. Let me update this real quick. Hey, let's go. Man, he's looking for Wells Fargo in the chat. WFC. The banks, are they going off today? Maybe that's a big part of the market so far. It's not too crazy on Wells Fargo so far, I guess. I thought maybe there'd be a little bit more. AMD is ripping. Hey, let's go. AMD is on fire today. I know that was at the top of the watch list. Towards the top. ChargePoint, 4.74%. CHPT. It's not every day you see ChargePoint moving like that. Especially to the upside. Look at ChargePoint over the past few years. This is rough. Starting to watch support closely, though. Somebody mentioned in Discord this morning that McDonald's was actually on support. I'm eyeing that one up very closely here in the short term. If it starts to break down, probably going to stop out of the big money play. I do like McDonald's for the long term, but obviously it's a stock that, in my opinion, is more of a dollar cost average stock. Like, you're just going to add in every month, every couple weeks, etc. Average into McDonald's. All right, CHWY. Man, CHWY's down 6.4% again. Roaring Kitty ruined this stock, guys. Damn it. Ah, Roaring Kitty.
Come on, man.
Come on, even Joe doesn't want you to ruin it.
How dare you?
Yeah, how dare him. Ruined our good stock. I'm just kidding, guys. He might not have ruined it. I'm just playing. It could be kind of bad, honestly. I'm sure a lot of people are mad. Brain's mad. Yep. Jason said he keeps saying the same thing every appearance he makes. Yes, he does. Lizard person in a human suit. The European Central Bank Forum. I know that would put everybody to sleep this morning, so I don't really want to just sit on that. Would you guys agree? You guys probably don't want to sit on that. Some people probably do, but... It's Bed Bath and Beyond bad? I don't know if it's that bad, Brain. If it goes on like this, I'll have to go back to stripping. Whoa. Make sure you check out the bot play today. Palantir continuing to blast off. Keep Palantir on the radar. They started to move well yesterday. Today, blasting out above 26 and using it as support, which is really good. Nice, Palantir. Let me get this straight. Roaring Kitty talked long-term on GME, then got CHWY. That's a good point, isn't it, Sean? I don't know the exact filing regulations, but Roaring Kitty, I don't know, like, how long can he wait to file after he sells his shares, right? I would assume we would have heard about it more, right? He still has a majority of the shares, doesn't he? QQQ ripping to the upside up to 483. Looking pretty good. Very nice upside price action here, but you got to watch out for resistance coming up. It's at 483, so watch yourself there. What's up, Palmer? What's up? What's up? We got the European Central Bank Forum going in the background. If I happen to see Powell on there, I'll turn it back on for a minute, but... How do you guys like this headline? How does this make you feel? 176 million to produce bird flu vaccine. Apparently the H5N1 virus is having a multi-state outbreak. How do you guys feel about this shit? Just in time for the election. Just in time. Who would have guessed? They had the first outbreak in dairy cattle, which has affected more than 130 herds in 12 states. Oh, shit. Uh-oh. They're concerned that it could, mutate and gain the ability to spread easily among people, touching off a pandemic. Oh my gosh. Who would have guessed? Just in time. Time for more mail-ins. Speaking of that, how's Moderna? Not very good. What about Pfizer today, maybe? Let me pull up AMD really quick. Someone's asking for the book map. Pretty good resistance overhead on the AMD book map, right around 161 to 162. I guess you could even count 160 if you wanted. Looking pretty good, though. Seeing chip stocks pop off today. Ooh, Intel. Maybe double topping up here at resistance. Definitely going to be watching that today very closely. 3130. Pretty big area there. Hey, Palmer had a 33% gain on AMD puts. Nice, Palmer. Very good. Called for a purpose, said God help us all. That sounds inflationary. Yeah, guys, isn't that a scary headline, though? I'm not gonna say it's scary, but it just... It's interesting, right? Interesting one. That's all we need. Look at the headline here. These headlines get so silly. Powell says Fed has made, quote, quite a bit of progress, close quote, on inflation. Quite a bit of progress. Nice. Yeah, you guys are right. You know, he just says the same thing every single time, essentially. But, like, let's be real. That's his job. I hate to say it, but, you know, like, let's say I was in Powell's position. I'd probably be saying the same thing. You know, I don't know. We'd have to see, but... They got their bullshit plans. Palantir bouncing around 26 still, holding up quite well here, which is good. That's a good sign to see today. Going back to the watch list, we have quite a few of the EV stocks popping off today. I guess they're following up Tesla with those delivery numbers, and talking about Tesla, they're actually re-breaking as we speak. So there we go. Let's go, Tessie. Just broke 223, moving towards 225. Looking fantastic here. That was great with the delivery numbers. Great price action, great recovery. Looking at the daily, I mean, Tessie's starting to extend pretty well above the trend here. Tesla's going to be very interesting over the next couple weeks. You better see some solid price action here. Allure said SMCI book map. Sure. Sorry, a lot of questions there in the moment, Allure. Yeah, here's what we're looking at. 840, 845, 850. Pretty big resistances here on the book map for SMCI. But yeah, Tesla's on fire. That is an amazing run here on the daily. Some great daily candles. I'm glad it moved in this direction that, you know, a lot of people were looking for. I love that move yesterday above 200. Thought that was fantastic. Talked about it on Sunday night's video quite a bit. Glad to see it run up, but this morning, wow, had the decisive move. But the other EV stocks like LI are even popping off. I'm not going to say that they're up a ton, but like 1.7%. Not bad for a stock like them. Rivian's up 5%. ChargePoint moving. You know, we're getting all the good movement out of the EV stocks. Tesla's really brought in some buyers this morning. You know, and it flooded over into some of these other stocks and looking pretty good here today. Looking pretty fire. Let's look at some other stocks, though. PayPal up towards the upper end of the watch list. That's pretty cool. 1.9%. I know that they've been pretty brutal overall, but in the short term, PayPal is double bottoming around 57.20 to 57.30. Looks pretty good there short term. We got SQ or block, as Sean likes to call it, the oblong quadrilateral. Looking okay today. Also in like the middle of the watch list here. Even some of the oil stocks are okay. Oxy starting to come alive a little bit. ZOM as well, off the low of the day. I know Oxy's actually green though. Enphase in the green. This one's been selling off like crazy. Of course, it just sits there now. Wow. Fat candle. Thank you, Tom. No problem. What Intel looking like was in and out. XG said was in and out and dropping, thinking about buying the 31 put. The first part of that sentence was a little confusing, but I see what you're saying now. Yeah, Intel's looking pretty good. I mean, it had a good pop. It just, unfortunately, it did double top right at resistance, and this was a big problem today. This resistance held up perfectly, and you can see the wicks extending up into that blue circle. I looked at this a little bit earlier, but that was a very important level there for Intel. A big one to keep an eye on. Lost on surge, Rick said. Yeah, it's pulling back pretty good now. And, you know, you can't win all of them, but it's good to have a nice stop loss and to be out in a timely fashion, especially on a pullback like this. I would say if you're going to look for a re-entry on the day, maybe look for supports a little lower, but I would hope to just see a bigger breakout today. And if we do see the high of day break, maybe an entry there. But overall, I'd be really patient with it at this point. Sure thing, Grim. Let me look at AMD's chart really quick, too. It's moving up a little bit. Pulling back like everything else is starting to. Let's look at the book map on it, though. AMD looking like 158 has a little bit of buyers stacked up, which is good for AMD. That's a good sign. Christian got trapped in AMD. And yeah, AMD ran into this resistances on the book map and said, see you later. Pulled back a little bit. There are some buyers around 158, but they just got filled. Maybe we'll see some buyers start to come in and push this thing higher. Overall, though, pulling back pretty hard intraday. Back under 160. But, you know, Intel's pulling back, too. Like, we're probably just seeing a pullback out of chip stocks in general. NVIDIA's starting to a little bit, too. SMCI's not, though. SMCI says, hell no. You know, some of the chip stocks lately have been better than others, right? Like, Intel has not been very strong compared to some of the other chip stocks. And when you go look at the chart, Intel has actually been so flat that it's been kind of weird, actually, how flat they've been. I mean, that is super flat. Right whenever I think it's going to finally break out of the range, too, it always rejects. And we got to be nearing the end of this, right? It's almost moving like as if they got bought out. Honestly, it's almost like somebody just bought them out at $30 and it's just sitting here stuck. AMD's dropping fast. Yeah, I guess it's pretty fast. I mean, whenever you look at the move up this morning, I think it's fairly normal, but I feel you. It definitely is a good move down, that's for sure. Let's go look at the SPY, which is actually holding its ground quite well. I love the way it's holding right here. Gonna draw some red arrows. Pretty nice support to see held. We saw that happen yesterday a little bit and ended up popping off and holding its ground. Look at the price action from yesterday, right around that red arrow. Same exact spot. And we're seeing some weird type of chop price action again. Yesterday, it chopped around here for like 2 hours into the close. Starting to come up pretty well, though, off that support. Looking pretty hot. Let's check on the banks. Bank of America looking good. Looking really good. I like to see him moving back above $40.10. Looking pretty hot. I'm not going to say it's the best price action ever, right? Like it's only up 0.57%, but we are seeing a good move holding above support, which used to be resistance. I don't want anybody to get confused if I say it's holding above resistance, but support, which was previously resistance. Need a bounce on AMD, Christian said. Man, I mean, I would think that right here it bounces out of anywhere else. You know, we're right around support. Come on, buyers, get back in here. Grim said join on the dark side and put AMD. Conflicting positions out there in the chat today, huh? How do you guys like the 4th of July? Is this one of your guys' favorite holidays? Personally, it's one of my favorite holidays ever. I love the 4th of July. I love fireworks. I love going boom boom, as they say. Who doesn't like hearing explosions, right? Obviously, I do feel for sometimes the members of the military who get freaked out on this day, but hopefully they can put that aside for one day. My Facebook feed is filled with Karens. Jane said, I hate the whiners. It ruined the 4th for me. Oh, man, Jane. Happens all the time. Yeah, dogs don't like him either. Hey, what's up, Slick? Long time no see in the chat, Slick. What's up? Good morning. Good morning. Oh, God, Jane. Yeah, imagine if something real happens to him. Jane, whenever something real happens, that's whenever you see him snap in those videos. Like, they'll be at the grocery store and you'll see her, like, grab the dude's cart and be like, oh, like, just go nuts, you know? Oh, I love those Karen freakout videos. Those are pretty funny. I watch a lot of pranksters on YouTube, like, I used to watch the Nelk. They used to prank a lot of people. Obviously they're not really into that as much now. But watch, like, No One's Safe is a funny one. Blog Creations is good. I watch all kinds of them, honestly. The male Karens are funny, too, I'll tell you. Man, SPY double topping right here, unfortunately. Failing to break out above, like, 545.50, 545.60, which I have as resistance on the chart. SPY is now kind of consolidating between two levels that we have on the chart here. I circled both. See how long it trades between that range. Tessie's continuing to look fantastic. 7.88%. Really glad to see them doing well with the delivery numbers. I was actually worried, guys. I was worried about the numbers. You know, people keep putting articles out there talking about reasons why the numbers might not be good and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, it made sense in some ways, you know, demand, the way consumers are, the way people are going towards hybrids. But no, it's really good. I'm glad to see that they were able to do better here. Tesla in China. Tesla's offering a 0-interest loan as an incentive to get customers to buy a Model 3 or Model Y. Shit. For 0%, I might buy one. I'll import it from China. I don't think we'll be celebrating the 4th here, though. My husband is very sick. It's the same virus that put me in the hospital last week. Damn, Jane. Put you in the hospital? I don't remember that. Yeah, I won't be buying one, Brain. Don't worry. Not right now, anyways. Oh, that's why you were IV crushed. I see now. Ah, now I know, Jane. That's funny. I was probably like live or something and missed the whole story. That was hilarious, the IV crush. That was pretty damn good. Looks like on Apple, 219 and 220 is major on the resistance here. Wow, Apple. Yeah, that's huge. Let's look at that on the book map. I bet that's huge on the book map too, up around 220. Spy just got IV crushed after Jane commented. Wow, yeah. Right back to the bottom of the range. Actually broke under it a little bit. Gonna keep watching this one closely in the short term. Hey, appreciate your Brain. Yeah, like David said, all the best wishes, Jane, for sure. I hope you guys get better. Hopefully he gets better before the 4th so that you guys can enjoy it a little bit. But I know that's pretty hopeful probably considering it's only in a day or two. So tomorrow's going to be a weird trading day, guys. I know a lot of you already know this, but the market's going to actually have an early close. It will close at 1 p.m. Eastern time, so kind of weird there, but that's when it will close. It's going to be a lot different, especially for me tomorrow. I'm going to be all over the place trying to travel, and then I actually got to travel back so that we can record Thursday night's video, and then go back to where I was. It's gonna be a fun next couple days for Tom. Hey, we're going out to some property out in like the country areas that my girlfriend's family has, Demir. We're going to try to hit up Gordon Ramsay's restaurant, too. Gordon Ramsay just opened up a new restaurant in St. Louis. I don't know if I said that yet or not. Yeah, that's right. We did say that. Yeah, we did. All fancified? Oh, I don't know about that. You know what sucks about this place is that the Gordon Ramsay restaurant is in a casino here, right in the heart of the city. So number one, you know, I don't know if I want to go right to the heart of the city. And then number two is that, you know, there's a parking garage there. I don't think that the Corvette can even go into the parking garage, which really sucks. So I'm like, I'm really iffy on like what kind of car I'm gonna take, where it's gonna park. You know, I'm like, oh man, kind of sucks actually. I hate parking garages. If you have a low car and then the ramp's too big in there, you just can't go in. Their burgers are all overpriced. I have one in downtown Chicago. Oh. Where's Rivian on the TradingView heat map? Is Rivian even in the S&P 500? It's probably not on there because it's not in the S&P. But you can change the index on the top left here where my cursor is. You can click here and you can change it to like the Russell or a few other things. Maybe you can find it. Yeah, no problem, man. No problem. Sometimes it be like that, you know, you say something and then whenever you figure it out, you're like, the light bulb clicks, you're like, oh, duh. That happens to me all the time. Yeah, Ford's had a pretty good move today. I know that someone mentioned this one in the chat earlier. It's holding up pretty well. I'm your light bulb. Hey, I appreciate that. That sounds wild. I feel like that's something you put in a poem to like say to like a woman, you know, like you're the light bulb of my life or something, you know. Put some rhymes on that. My guidance. Yeah. Kind of like how Hunter is our yang, our quant, right? Sure, Jason, write me one. Remember, guys, just so everyone's aware, there's no live Q&A this week. Just so everybody's aware. No live Q&A on Wednesday night. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be traveling and stuff. I know I'm going to be. But just wanted to make sure everybody knew that. So date night is canceled this week. Go spend Wednesday night with the family. You know, kick back, relax. We'll be back at it the next Wednesday. Have a fantastic 4th of July break there. Second in the math competition? What? Oh yeah, that scene from the movie. Yeah. I love that scene. What the hell did I just pay a few $100 for? Demir said. JK. Hey. How you feeling about Tesla to the upside? Grim said. TSLA. We're sitting on it right now. It looks pretty hot. Overall, it's a game of momentum right now. I think it still looks pretty good. There could be more upside potential, but I would say it's getting close to nearing its high. It's tough to say whenever it'll stop, but this little pullback that we've seen is kind of the most flat that we've seen it this morning besides right at open, so. But it still looks pretty fire. The 1 minute, you know, is holding up very well. Still good potential. I would not be entering right now, but if you start to see like a break out of the high a day, maybe for a quick scalp, could be good. Uh-oh, brain. Why is that bad in the UK? I bought a 10 put for WBA, Tangi said. This is ridiculous. It really is ridiculous, man. Walgreens is terrible in the short term. Terrible. I'm not a fan of Walgreens, personally. How does Reddit look? Lemon said RDDT. Really good, actually, on the daily. 4%. It's right at resistance, which kind of sucks. Man, it's like within $1 of resistance. So that is one pretty big negative today on a stock like this. You don't generally want to see that, but... I'll tell you what I'm doing after the stream today. I'm frying up some bacon. Hell yeah. Gotta get those fryers going. Oh, I see what you're saying, Brain. I was wondering why. I was like, why is that? Everybody's in the Tessie, though, today, which re-broke the high, 228.16. You know, it's up 8%. Like, where do we think it's going to end up, you know? It's hard to say whenever you have this much upside momentum. I would think maybe around, like, 10 to 12%. I don't think we get, like, to 15%, but maybe. You know, delivery numbers are delivery numbers. Sometimes, whenever these types of companies have data like that, it can pop off. Looking at Tesla on the daily, I mean, this is so far... I mean, so far it's like tied for the best extension up and over this trend line that we've seen on Tesla. Maybe this will be where it finally breaks. That would be so badass. It's been stuck here for so long. The last time Tesla got this explosive, it ran all the way up to like 300 from like 170. So look at that. I'm going to circle it on the chart. We're like kind of starting that right now. This is awesome, though. I'm glad that this happened for all the shareholders out there. I know there's been a lot of people buying up Tesla recently off of this recent bottom range. And congrats to you guys who did that. That is awesome. Even though I'm not super bullish on Tesla, I'm somebody like I'm a realist, right? I'm sitting here looking at the setup and I was like, wow, you know, this little run up into 200 looks fantastic. It just looks so good the past couple weeks. Of course, though, this type of move, I would have never thought we got up to here. Yeah, tons of people are watching that trend, Tangi. Tons of people are watching it. Managed myself out of CHWY. If Roaring Kitty so much as touches his Twitter, I'm gonna break my keyboard. I feel ya. Yeah, Jason, I'll read that poem. Just give me 1 second. I gotta get into the poem mood. No, I'm just kidding. I was just looking at the price action, though. Switch back to the SPY real quick. All right, Tangi Man's poem. Or sorry, Jason's poem. Sorry, Tangi, I didn't mean to say that. Jason said, in the world of stocks, your advice is gold. In uncertainties, your wisdom is bold. Through charts and numbers, you lead the way. My trading journey, brighter each day. This is awesome. With gratitude, I say thank you. Dear friend, your guidance, a treasure that will never end. All right, Jason. Now that one sounded messed up. I don't know if it was me. I'll have to redo that one. With gratitude, I say thank you, dear friend. Your guidance, a treasure that will never end. Cheers to our success. Together we'll climb in the realm of stocks, side by side through time. What the hell, Jason? Low key, that's pretty good. I gotta give you some credit there, where credit's due. The first one is more of my type of poem, but the second one seems like a very in-depth, you know, one of those poems that you'd only do in English class or something. Nothing about cats, Jane said. Oh, you should have thrown a line in for Jane. ChatGPT nailed it. Yeah, it was pretty good. I really liked that first one. I'll have to put that on a shirt. I've got a McRib poem queued up. Oh, man. Aw, Tangy, what are you doing?
All right.
How dare you?
Man, now I really want a McRib. Demir says, brother, ew. Demir, you don't know my love for that, that sound or that short or whatever you want to call it. Tangy's jealous of our bromance. By the way, does anyone know why Elon hasn't sent Greta a Tesla? Probably because she won't pay for it. Low key. I'm thinking of entering a Chipotle put, Lemon said. Chipotle, Mexican Grill, CMG. A put. Here's what I'll say about Chipotle puts. Just be a little wary here. We're right on major support. So I feel you on the puts, and I'm more bearish than I'm bullish, but just watch out in the short term. This is a major support. I would not be surprised to see at least a little bit of uptick off of this. It's at $60. Just keep that on the radar for the next couple days, couple weeks. If you do try to play puts, I would suggest at this point, since it's right at 60, just wait for it to break. You're not really going to miss out too much if you wait another 60 cents, you know? So I'd be patient. I'd be patient here with CMG. But trust me, I'm looking at it down as well. He said it. Tom's a bear confirmed. What? Where did I say that? Maybe I did say it. Uh-oh. I'm definitely a bear on this one, though, in the short term. NKE. Can you give me opinions on Nike? Jane's asking. Oh, man, Jane. Are you Jane, let me ask you this. Are you looking at it for the long term or the short term? Let me know there, Jane. Long term, like a few years. Hey, nice, Jane. Very, very nice. So I'll say this, Jane. This is a weird scenario here because we just had an article come out by Hunter. And in the article, it's literally all about Nike. It's a pretty badass one. If you're in the Deep Value Club, you should check it out. Hunter goes in a pretty deep dive about it. It's pretty awesome. The title says Nike stock crashing, price targets, and analysis. But I read through this and I thought it was very interesting what Hunter was explaining with this stock. Overall, I'm a big fan of Nike, and I'm going to be looking at it for the long term too as it's dropping. I've said this before. I was eyeing it up before the earnings, and now that the earnings sent it down, I'm definitely going to be eyeing it up for some shares eventually. But essentially, with Hunter's conclusion, overall, he didn't really like the company. He said it's not really one for him. You know, some quotes are like, he says, like, I don't really see what sets them apart from other brands. I don't know that people want to pay $60 for a blank shirt that feels cheap but has a swoosh on it when the economy is tight. Stuff like that. Personally, I'm a big Nike fan. I own a lot of Nike shirts. I love Nike shirts. I actually appreciate the quality by them. But then again, I also appreciate the quality by the Adidas shirts and the Under Armour shirts and a lot of other shirts. You know, I like those type of breathable dry fit shirts. There's lots of brands out there, you know. Sometimes you find good deals on them, sometimes you don't. When I buy mine, I usually buy them from Dick's Sporting Goods for $60. So I guess, you know, there's some opinion in there by Hunter, obviously. You know, like he said, I'm not really sure a whole lot of people want to spend that much on shirts right now, and I feel that totally. So I don't know, but personally, I like Nike for the long term. I don't think that they'll be a dying brand or anything like that, but you just got to be a little careful. You know, a little bit careful. There's a lot of new companies coming out. We also have to remember some of these other brands, like, you know, like Nordstrom, for example. Like, people never thought Nordstrom would end up falling off like they did, but it happened. You know, I know that that's two different types of companies here, in a way, but you know, there are times where, you know, like the company could be alive and A-okay, but, you know, like, let's say you pay a bad price for Nike and it trades down into that, you know, $30 to $40 range. That won't be too good. So I don't know. I think I'm going to go with the Yang on this one and just take it slow with Nike. You know, if it drops a little bit more, I might look to dollar cost average. Yang did say that they would look to maybe do some puts on Nike. Sell some puts at some lower prices to maybe get in lower. So that could be an option, but hey, nice, Jane. Yeah, here, check out this link I'm sending you for the Deep Value Club. The Deep Value Club's actually pretty cheap. It's only $30 a month. You could also do a yearly with it as well. But it's pretty cheap. You can ask Hunter or Yang price targets on stocks, Jane. You can ask him stuff like that. It's really awesome. I love it for that. But yeah, that's my favorite thing to do, is to hop in the general chat, see what people are looking at with the price targets and everything. Ali G's been in there. But I love the articles Hunter puts out, pretty informative. Black Sheep said for audio rip. Oh boy. What is that? I'm scared to click that, Black Sheep. XG said Adidas is #1. Hey, checks over stripes. XG, checks over stripes. No, I'm just kidding. Tesla on a mission. Yeah, Tesla has been popping today. It's been so fire. All the way up to 230 now. last time we looked at it, it was sitting around 228. So did get a little bit more of a breakout coming. That's awesome. Glad to see that. Good job, Tessie. Is there a way to transfer my membership from the trading floor to the deep value? No, Jane. Unfortunately, Jane, there's no way to do that. Audio source for Brother Ew. Oh, I see. Cool. I might download that and then add it to a button. Hey, sounds good, Jane. Yeah, or like, let's say this, Jane. Like, let's say you're, let's say that you're getting into the buying phase, right? Like, let's say you're getting in, like, let's say you hit 10K in your account. You do some research and you're like, okay, I have a group of stocks I'm ready for. Then you could just buy the subscription for a month. Maybe ask Hunter about all your stocks and then, just go from there and just take advantage of it when you need it. Something like that. But I would definitely ask Hunter some price targets, though, Jane, because you don't want to be overpaying for a lot of these stocks. It's easy to do. And even if not in the deep value, at least ask him somewhere. PM him or something. Palantir looking good, though. Breaking the double top. 2635, 2640. Starting to look good. Looking awesome, though, Palantir. Keep holding above this resistance. Palantir's been such a fun stock the past few days. Yeah, I figured, Jane. I want to accomplish the goal by myself. Well, hey, that's good. That's good, that's good. Brain said Palantir's only going to get better. Look at the daily. Getting so close to highs of the year. Getting pretty close. Need more boot camps. Yeah, they do. That was funny when I heard about that. Jane said, my goal is to outpace his buy and hold strat. Yeah, and Jane, you might start to really outpace him. So, like, right now, the market's been awesome, right? Like, the SPY's been great. NVIDIA's been awesome. We've been seeing stocks just pop off like crazy. So, the buy and hold strat has been killing it lately. So, it's been pretty... It's probably been hard to beat him this year. But, like, let's say, like, towards the end of this year or, like, next year, if there's, like, a significant market pullback, that's where you'll start to catch him quite a bit as you start to trade things down more and take advantage of that downside movement. That's where you'll really catch him. It's interesting, though. What do you think about an NVIDIA call to January? Palmer asked. The 120 strike. Personally, right now, at the moment, I'm not a fan. If we do see support holding up better around 118 or 117, I think it'd be okay. If you put a stop loss around like under 117, I like it as far as the setup, but overall, it's going to be very, very important. I heard Palantir service is ridiculous. You go in with an idea and you come out with a custom-made software solution within 10 hours. It is crazy. I'll have to try it out then, Brain, if it's that quick. That sounds awesome. You'll have to look that up a little bit more. See some stuff that they've done with people. But all right, guys, I gotta head out. I hope that you guys enjoyed the live stream today. I know the market was all over the place. You know, we have NVIDIA chopping around. SPY tried to run, but... Oh, here we go. Now it's breaking. Literally, as I say that, SPY makes a new high a day. 545.87. There we go with the re-break. Love to see that. My headset's actually dying today, unfortunately. It's beeping at me. That means it's going to be out really soon. Yeah, I know. I knew that they did a lot of government work, Brain. I want to see what they do on the private sector, though. It's going to be interesting. All right, guys. Have a great rest of the day. I'll talk to you later. I'll see you in the Discord, of course. Let's hop in the Discord. Let's have some fun in there today. There's always a lot of awesome action in there. People looking at plays and setups and etc. I'm going to be eyeing up SM Bot and looking for some better moves, but have a great one, guys. I'll talk to you later and see ya in the Discord. Hey, I love it, Brain. Let's go.